good. I'm gonna go like this. Okay, somewhat like that. I gotta sand this off, of course. And this is gonna go right on top of here. And it's gonna open up like that. Okay. Right here are gonna be the syringes to here. I mean, this is not the real thing. This is just a practice. So I gotta sand this and do a few more things. Okay. I'm gonna start cutting this other template, which I used as this right here. See that? The other, and that template, the side. So there you go. This cuts very well with this heavy-duty knife. The craftsmanship in this prototype is not of the utmost importance. I mean, I want to practice with craftsmanship because a lot of times I'm not that great of a craftsman. I like to do things, I don't know, like the Ed Wood syndrome. Just good enough for myself. But this time it has to be super, you know, well created. That sounds ridiculous. It has to be as different as my other piece as possible. My other piece was very, I don't know, energetically created, you know, spontaneous. You know, this is more meticulous, more well thought of, like the Psycho in the Line of Fire type of thing, you know. Even though this is not meticulous right now, you know, these edges are not perfect, you know. I mean, I'm not a perfectionist, but in this piece I have to be. But since this is a practice, I'm just testing out my theories on the strengths and, you know, the way it's going to look. I'm very happy with the thickness, which I believe I'm going to get, you know. And you know, that's very important because it's trust value. You know? I don't want it to be too small, but not too big either. Just the right size, like the like Mama Bear. Look at this. This is not perfect right here. This is all offset and stuff like that, but right now it's okay. I believe this is stronger than foam core, especially this area right here. So I might use this instead of foam core because if you, I don't know if you can see. Well, you probably didn't see that. I don't know if you can see the light coming through here. You know, but it does. It's just paper. There we go. Look, I just learned an important lesson. When you try to do things the easy way, when you don't do it right the first time, you end up having to do it over and over again. Because I fucked up with this, man. I fucked up. I mean, instead of measuring it like I did with the first one, I just outlined it like that. And because of that, I've come up with something that's not exactly the same. And I'm having to modify it over and over again, wasting more time than I would have originally measuring it. And I've squashed it a little bit so it's not the same thickness as that. You know, you learn as you go along. I must admit, I am a little bit surprised. I thought it was going to come out worse. I made the inner piece now, and apparently it fits pretty good. I have to glue it, and we'll see how it comes out. Okay, I got back from, I went to go eat some chicken wings and stuff like that with George and Ralph, and they invited me, so I got back like a couple hours ago. I want to show you what I did. I added, I cut this and stuff like that, pretty simple. The construction I'm pretty proud of. I mean, to be a you know, a prototype, first time prototype, it's pretty good. The craftsmanship is pretty good. Okay, I did discover something very, very interesting which I want to show you. This right here. Number one, I see this as pretty heavy right now. Pretty heavy. I really do not need all this space down here. I think it's a waste. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it right here. Okay, so that's going to reduce the weight a lot. I'm also planning on perhaps once I get a Dremel power tool, which I might even get tomorrow, I'm going to drill a series of holes here to lessen the weight, sort of like like a pegboard type of thing. Let me show you what I discovered, which is extremely interesting, which I did not plan on, but this happens when you do things. Okay, I don't know if you can see well. Let me see how you see. Okay, it's a bit bright here, so you're gonna have a lot of feedback right here, but if you notice, you can see the video cassette, the audio cassette in there. You see? Now that's a feature which I did not plan on, but it's a very, very trusting feature. It's a very, of course this will be clear plastic or something like that in a way that you can look at it, and especially to the side right here. Now, what's going to happen? They'll look at it and press these buttons, because the buttons are going to be right here, with the syringes. But if they get it suspicious at all, they look and they see that it's just a audio cassette. I mean, so that looks very innocent, as you can see. Okay, another thing, if I'm gonna do that, you're gonna laugh, but look at this, because it's early in the morning and I'm sleepy. I miscounted here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is way bigger than this one. It's okay though. Now, what I plan on doing, this is very, very strong. I like it a lot. It's lightweight and it's strong, but it's very, very thick. Okay, the syringe to fit in here is going to be pretty difficult, Now, this is what I plan on doing. For the real one, I'm going to practice, of course, but make this a third the thickness, okay? Make this even skinnier here, okay? And have a wall here, okay? For the syringe to, come into a space no larger than, let me show you. Hold up. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay. For a syringe, if possible, maybe that's too much. Perhaps this will be a better representation of it. For the syringe and two of the walls to come in, well, I really don't like, that's too thick. Okay, to come into an area of about this much. So that means that you'll have the wall and everything like that, and when you look at it from the rear, it's just going to seem like it's reinforced cardboard, but it's not. It's going to be either wood, or my best choice I believe is plastic, which is strongest and the lightest for its value. So along like this, the syringe inside the button on the corner. Okay, it might have to be a little thicker than this because I don't really see a syringe fitting inside there pretty well. But anyway, more or less, okay. Narrowing this down as well, okay. That'll make it very innocent looking. Empty space, no wires, no nothing. Have clear visibility of the cassette. Okay, if I have to raise this a little bit or have to do some minor adjustments, okay, it's going to be worth it, the trade-off, because remember, the bigger something is, the heavier something is, the more mail bomb type of thing it looks like. So I don't want that, but having the visibility of this makes it very, very enticing, very trusting. Even though I might have to give a little way as far as the thickness, to have more visibility. I might even put mirrors inside of here to make it look thinner or whatever. Make it look very empty, no cables, no nothing. Clearly visible that's a video cassette, not connected to any detonator or anything like that. I'm very sleepy right now, I'm tired. But before I go, few interesting things have happened lately. yesterday, for example, I was talking to my brother, and we were talking about we were in Mario's pizza again, but I had chicken parmesan with garlic. But well, we got on the subject of eating and eating too much and I don't know, because I was going for that extra slice of pizza. And he goes, no, you're gonna get sick and this and that, and you see. Oh no, I said, he mentioned something about me eating again, and I said, hey, you only live once. And he goes, yeah, you only live once, but you're gonna be all sick and all full of heart problems and liver problems and stomach problems and this and that. He's well aware of the fact, and he's even afraid, okay, because I have mentioned to him in the past about living life to the fullest or whatever, enjoying living for the day type of thing, because hey, you never know, one day, you're gonna die and this and that, and he's well aware of the fact that my line of thinking is a little bit awkward because of the fact that I know I'm gonna die in Armageddon, because not because I'm a wicked person, but I'm not doing what's right, according to the Bible and this and that, since I was in religion, but then I left and this and that. So, and I believe in, what the Bible says about, a destruction that's going to come and this and that, whatever. But, I'm doomed. I don't really feel like doing anything about it as far as, getting back into religion. That's a subject matter that I'll, discuss later on. I'm not here to discuss that now. But anyway, he's well aware of the fact that I plan to die before Armageddon. I mentioned to him a couple of years back that I'm going to go out blazing, like with guns and stuff like that. And he's well aware of how I feel about niggers and stuff. And, and my anti-government stance, and this and that. But and I've mentioned to the fact one time we were in the which I'll talk about more later. But one time we were in the truck with Ralph, and I was being reprimanded for one of the jobs that we did. I didn't do something correctly, and it escalated. And since I do have a severe emotional discontrol, I started I broke. Since I had to have a low breaking point, I broke, and I got very, I was like crying and stuff like that, angry, but like crying, losing control. I started hitting the truck and saying, he goes, you have no idea what I'm capable of. You think you know me, but you don't know me. The things that are coming to my head, I have access to, very destructive chemicals and this and that, and one day, I'm gonna. Whatever. But since then he's been well aware of the fact that that I plan on doing something with my life that's not positive. Okay. I've also mentioned to the fact of buying a gun, getting a loaded gun, and that's when he got really scared and he even called my parents in Uruguay, called my brother in Atlanta. See, I have a very loving family, unlike many people. And I really don't appreciate it that much because I guess since I have it, my father and my mother, everybody there, they've always been there for me. But I'm just not. I'm just not right. I'm perfectly sane. Okay, I know exactly what's right and wrong, and I choose the paths that I choose. But I don't know. Just got a few things. Anyway, getting back to the point in the he's very afraid that I'm gonna shoot myself. They've even joked about it. And yesterday, not really to be sarcastic, okay, because a few weeks back we were in Office Depot and that, and again about eating and this and that, and I mentioned something, you only live once, or hey, you gotta enjoy life while you're here and stuff like that. He goes, yeah, you're thinking about yourself, but what about the others? Death is expensive. No, he wasn't doing that to be like a reverse. I don't know what his intentions were, but I know it wasn't like reverse psychology or being, utterly sarcastic. Okay, I think it was just something to move me to say no, no, it's not like that. He says, oh, he talked about no, the funeral and this and that costs money and this and that, and I said, hey, I got money. I got money in the bank. Don't worry about that. He goes, yeah, but that costs about $7,000 and this. I mean, not he's not like that, like cheap like that, but he's trying to provoke me to have an emotional breakdown. I don't think that's his plan either, but fortunately and surprisingly, I was able to maintain myself in both situations quite clear-minded without breaking down, surprising myself. But it was kind of strange. Yesterday he did the same thing. He talked about your death and this and that, and it's gonna cost money. And I said, hey, I got money. He goes, yeah, but and then Ralph, he said something, and then George was talking to Ralph. He said, no, my parents and this and that. He goes, that would kill my mother. And Ralph goes, nah, man, come on. He goes, yeah, my father, no, he says, but my mother, definitely, she that would kill her. And I'm in 100% agreement with that. I mean, my mother has a love for me that, it's. It's truly bewildering. I mean, of course, every mother loves their son, but it's since I was born the latest, I was the el niño de la vejez, as they say in Spanish. I was the child born. I mean, I was born when my mother was almost 40. My older brother being 39 years old, and George being 35. So and I'm 21, so it's like a big age difference, and so it's like I was a child of that wasn't expected. So she has a special attachment to me, especially that day that she saw me in the airport when she came back after not seeing me for like a year. I mean, that really caught me off guard. I mean, yeah, I knew she was going to be happy to see me and this and that. So, I was like, oh, mama, why not? Like that. She said hi to George, and then she saw me, and she just started crying. It's, she was, Ricardo, it was something. So I know whatever I do, I can't do it until she's dead. I mean, that sounds cold. But she deserves better. I mean, she's been a tremendously loving mother, and she deserves better, and I'm not gonna do that to her. I mean, there's millions of people out there that they wish they had the family upbringing as me. There's a lot of destroyed people out there. I mean, that were brought up in horrible situations, unthinkable. Unhappy, broken homes without fathers. Drug addict mothers, and their mothers being bitches, prostituting to buy food, But I had two great loving parents. I do still. And I don't appreciate them. This is gonna sound about the coldest thing in the world, but I mean, you are Mr. Or should I say, Dr. Hitachi, my my psychiatrist or psychologist or whatever. But I really don't miss them. I mean, I love them, of course, but I go, day in and day out. Oftentimes, and it's late bothering me. Oftentimes, without even thinking about it. I know there's not an hour that goes by that my mother's not thinking about me, and worrying about me. And that time that she called, she called over here, which is incredibly expensive. Called like 3 or 4 times trying to get a hold of me because George is a very straightforward, if that's the truth, say the truth, I'm not gonna hide the truth type of guy. And he tells imagine he tells her that I'm thinking about buying a gun and this and that, and that just completely overwhelmed him. I said, what do you mean? They spent like 2 days in hell like, oh my god, what, they think I'm gonna kill myself or something like that. I didn't threaten to, I didn't tell George, look, I'm gonna buy a gun and kill myself. I never said that. Okay. And I never had any plans of just blowing myself away. Dying, I'm gonna die, just as anybody else. But I never had planned to commit suicide. Not when my mother's alive. When she called, she's like, what happened? We've been trying to. You okay? We've been trying to get a hold of you, this and that. I said, no, okay, I heard, she always said, I heard that you wanted to buy a gun. What? I said, no, don't worry, we were just messing around with George, me and Ralph were, playing with him, messing around with him. He misunderstood. Are you sure? Yeah. I felt bad. I was extremely angry at George for, imagine, bringing her those worries. And that one thing I always said to myself, when I used to get in trouble when I was little, until one time I got real in trouble. Talk about that later. I said to myself, I'm not gonna bring my parents this kind of disgrace. And my mom used to, not disgrace, worries, and she used to even tell me, please, when you get older, please don't give us problems, this and that. So they deserve that. They honestly do. So I didn't want to bring them any worries or nothing, But since George is honest, which is fine. If he feels like I'm gonna kill myself, I'm sure he's gonna try to find as much help as possible. My mom called my brother. She called my uncle in Atlanta. They called me. It's like, hey, especially my brother. My brother, he tried to. My brother Carlos in Atlanta, he tried to, hey, how's it going? Yeah, good. Yeah, everything good. No. TV, this and that, whatever. Blah, blah. Hey, listen, my mom called me and she told me that you think about buying a gun or he tried to, casually bring it up. I said, no, man, we were just messing around with, Ralph and stuff, George. And he goes, oh yeah, and he was like joking around. You should buy like a plastic gun and say, hey George, this and that. And he said, no, you shouldn't do that. And that made me feel bad. So that's why from then on I decided that I wasn't gonna like disclose any huge amount of information to them. Never to them, but to George. See, but since I got this camera, that's one of the major reasons. Okay, because I found a lot of confidence speaking into my mirror. Okay, releasing a lot of things. Okay, and sometimes even though I don't have I got a close relationship with George, but a lot of the things that I tell him, it can be used against me. And the workplace and other things, and I don't like to mix too much like that. Even though I sometimes have a huge desire to speak it, and sometimes I do it, and then I pay the consequences for it. I either, if I speak about something so emotional to me, I'll have an emotional breakdown, like the piece of shit that I am, or I'll try to mask it with anger, because every time I break down, I feel so soft, like a fucking sissy. Because I do have an emotional problem. It's a chemical imbalance in my brain. I'm not a psychotic or anything like that. It's just, I'm like a female type of type of thing. I mean, this is like an insult to females, but my emotional level, chemicals, you know, I know exactly which chemicals are. I saw a documentary on the brain. You know, they flare up, and my mother, a lot of times, you know, she gets sad and she'll like cry. She's not the kind to, you know, be crying and crying, but she cries very easily. And I don't know, genetically, I guess I got that from her. But I mean, I cry worse than a little kid sometimes. It's, I mean, I'm a 300-pound man almost, and acting like a little, you know, 30-pound baby, man. You know, it's unbelievable, man. It's like I shock myself sometimes. But I'll talk about that later. One of the major reasons why I believe, I don't know if you can see in this light. Okay, I learned this in ninth grade in my accelerated biology class. If you notice, okay, I don't know if you can see my breast. Okay, my breasts are not normal. Okay, as we studied in biology class, okay, males are X. What is it? Males are XY chromosomes, and females, XY, you know, chromosomes are males. XX is female. The Y is what, you know, makes a male a male. Okay, 1 out of every 456 males has a chromosome defect called XXY. Okay, and that's what I have. You know, and it's more common than people think. Okay, one of the major things is having breasts and big nipples like this. And they show pictures in the books. It's not some, you know, strange delusion of mine. You know, I saw pictures and I read all about it. You know, and that's what it is. You know, XXY, and that has a lot to do with hormones and stuff like that. And as we all know, females are different than males in their hormones. You know, it's only genetic. And I have like being that I'm an XXY, I have an imbalance there, and it just, you know, just it's wicked. But enough of that. I mean, I'll talk about that later. You know, getting back to my I don't know what the hell was it. What? Yeah, the fact that, you know, I'm so emotional at times, but other times it's just completely dry. I guess that's a fluctuation of, you know, the neurotransmitters in my brain, you know, releasing different, you know, chemicals. And it runs, it either floods or it runs dry. You know, my emotions, you know, like my brother, you know, I never ever call him, never. I think I called him one time because, you know, he gave me a, you know, microwave. And my other brother, he told me that I got very selfish thinking, and I do. You know, he says, "El loco no cree en nadie by himself." I mean, that's not necessarily true, but you know, a lot of ways, you know, actions speak louder than words. And what do my actions show? You know, like that. You know, I'm interested in myself, which I am. You know, I'm not a good person. I know it. I'm not a. That's why, you know, I really don't deserve to live. Not that I'm suicidal right now. It's like, oh no, I'm gonna kill myself, this and that. You know, I'm gonna die in Armageddon. Okay. I mean, if I don't do anything right now, I'm gonna die in Armageddon. So the way I look at it, okay, I'll explain Armageddon later and this and that, and what my feelings are about it and this and that. Because I was brought up in religion, and then when I was like about 15, 16, I sort of broke away from, you know, the human factor of it being an organized religion. You know, I have specific beliefs which I was brought up in, you know, Jehovah's Witness and stuff like that. You know, that's what I was brought up in. You know, and you know, we have specific beliefs. But then I departed myself because of the, you know, the people in the congregation and this and that. Not that I had any personal problems, but I certainly did have problems, you know, with the whole system. The way I look at my situation, okay, I don't know if I'm not getting sufficient light. This really feels great on my eyes. Fuck it. The way I really feel about my situation, in a way, it's like credit fraud. If you're familiar with credit fraud, the way I got this camera, that's right, the way I got you. I got a $950 worth of material, the video camera, all the tapes that I bought, and this and that, for roughly about $300 and something. How did I do that? This is the thing, and this is the analogy that I'm gonna make. Okay, a friend of mine, not really a friend, but a workmate, he's gonna declare bankruptcy. Okay, he owes like I don't know, like $30,000. Spend kind of guy. So he's gonna declare. He can't pay that. There's no way in the world he's ever gonna pay that. So he's gonna declare bankruptcy. Okay. Now, right now he can't. He hasn't declared bankruptcy yet. He hasn't declared bankruptcy yet. But I mean, he can't get any more credit cards anyway. But anyway, he maxed out all his credit cards, to the end. He didn't have that many, but the ones that he did, he maxed them out prior to any plans. Okay, he only had one credit card left with $1,800 credit. Okay, he owes $30,000. Okay, he's not gonna pay that. He's gonna declare bankruptcy. The Chapter 11. Okay, what's another $1,800? $31,800. This is the same thing as $3,000. You're gonna declare bankruptcy for 30. You might as well declare for 60. Okay, so he went with his credit card. Me and Ralph as well. We got about $900 a piece worth of equipment. We paid him $300. This and that, and we got all our equipment. Ralph got a TV, VCR, stereo, everything, and I got this camera. Okay. Now, what the hell does that have to do with my situation? Is this? Why did he do that? Because he had nothing to lose. He did not have to pay an additional price at the end for what he got. Okay? And the same thing is with me. I'm gonna die. Okay? I'm gonna die in a matter of, if I don't do nothing, if I, just be regular or whatever, I'm gonna end up dying in a few years. So I've already accepted death. Unlike many people, I'm walking dead in my eyes. Not that I'm gonna blow myself away tomorrow, but I've already accepted my death. Now, to explain this a little bit, okay, this is a little difficult to explain right now since it's so early in the morning. I'm sleeping, but I'm gonna do my best because I'm on the roll. This is already 6:30. No, 5:30. 5:40 something. You kill a person, a cop, let's say. Okay, chances are, first degree murder, you're gonna get the electric chair here in the state of Florida, just about automatically. Okay, what's to stop you? Once let's say you're in a confrontation, you just blew away a cop, you just blew his head right wide open. Okay, you get caught, you're dead. Now, as you look to your right, you see 5 more officers coming at you. You got a MAC-10 fully automatic with a banana clip, 33 plus 3 rounds. Or 30 plus 3, anyway. Now, as you hold that gun in your hand and you look, what's to stop you from blowing them away? Every single one, all 5 of them. What's to stop you? Oh no, I better not do it because the deterrent is too high. Well, there is no deterrent. You're already going to pay the same price for killing him and killing those 5 and killing another 50 that walk through the left door. You're going to pay the same price, your death. You're not going to pay an additional price, okay? And that's one thing that I haven't explained to my brother, but I think he gets the idea with some of my other words which I use. Okay, the same thing with this guy who got all this equipment. He's got nothing to lose. He's gonna declare bankruptcy, so you might as well, do what you want. It sounds crazy and this and that, but if you really sit down and you think, if you know for a fact that you are going to die in 30 days, let's just say for an example, 30 days you're gonna die. Okay, you got 30 days left on this earth. You can do practically whatever you want. What? What's the worst thing that's gonna happen? You're gonna die? You're gonna suffer a little bit before you die? You're gonna die. Period. Not in 50 years, not in 30 years, in 30 days. So that puts you in a different frame of mind. That's like, walking into a store and saying, let's say you walk by that store every day, you look through the window and you say, wow, man. Let's say it's a candy store. It's like, man, those candies look so great. Look at that cake. Oh, man, I would just die for that. But you look at, you ain't got money. You ain't got enough money, And even if you did, you need that money for something else. So you pass by, you let it by. And then one day you say, fuck it. And you walk in. And then you look. And you don't see nobody. And you say, oh my God, all these things. And you say, where's the store owner? And you're, you look and you see TV. Yes, this is ABC News. We have just gotten a special report. Yes, the report is 30 ICBMs heading to the United States. You said, oh my God, we're all gonna die. So fuck it, I'm gonna die. I got about 30 minutes left to live. Fuck it, I'm gonna eat whatever I want, take whatever I want, because you know what? I'm not gonna pay for it, okay? I'm not gonna pay any additional money. Basically, that sounds strange, and later on I'll make it sound better. But right now, that's basically it. I got nothing to lose. I'm gonna die, and that's not why I want to kill Björk. I was never gonna plan on kill Björk. The reason why I'm so accelerated in this project, and I've only been on it for what is it, the 20th today? It's probably the 20th. I've been on it for since I decided to do what I'm gonna do, like 15 days, and I've already got everything designed and everything, because this wasn't gonna be a death project. No, I have no plans on killing her. I'm in love with her. Why the hell would I want to kill her? But she always I'm going to explain my feelings about her later. I don't want to touch everything right now. But the reason I'm going to destroy her is not because of fucking, I got nothing else to lose. No. That's what love is, and the emotions that I have for her. You can't just, take that, like that. She was the last thing besides my mother that was grounding me to this earth. Robert De Niro said it in the movie Heat. Never allow yourself, for a person in his line of work, the movie Heat. Never allow yourself to have anything in your life that you cannot walk out on in 30 minutes flat. Nothing at all. For a burglar, for a robber, whatever, he's got to be on the move and this and that. Technically, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Now, I've always had that mentality. That's why I guess I never really. Subconscious and not conscious. They made a decision. So I don't want to feel. I don't want to feel for this. I don't want to feel for my family. Because I don't want to be attached to them. It's a chain. Okay. The chain. This is not a chain, but the chain that was shackled to my leg that was grounding me from just blowing myself away and blowing a whole bunch of niggers or something away that I fantasized about many times. Okay, is my mother. Okay, because I feel like I owe her. Okay, for for bringing me up, the best that they could. The reason why I feel these things and is not because of my upbringing. That's my own personal, thinking. That has nothing to do with the way I was brought up. Okay, so I owe her that. I owe her that. My father, I love him very much, but only when I was a child was I really close to him. He was always there for me, this and that, but I never really had a strong emotional attachment to him. I mean, I love him, of course, and he's strong. He's a man, but not that's not being I'm not trying to be chauvinistic, but oftentimes men are more emotionally, not including myself, of course, but at least in my experience, from what I've seen, they can handle pain, okay, and loss a lot better. Their emotions are much more controlled. Whatever, that's a different point. My battery ran out. I had to change it. Anyway, getting back to what I was speaking about. Even though I owe it to him as well, he can handle it. The other thing that was grounding me to this world was Björk. I mean, many people could say, "What the hell are you talking about, man? You don't even know this girl. You don't, you even met her, man. What the hell? Fucking crazy, man." Okay. Many of those points, as you know, later on. But what I do feel for her, okay, I know many people would say, you can't possibly love somebody you don't know. Love is something with time. You know what love is? Love is a chemical, okay? A biological substance in our brain which is released, okay, by the neurotransmitters, okay? It's a chemical called oxytocin. That's true love, oxytocin. And what is oxytocin? It's the binding glue, okay, that holds families together, okay? That's, okay, it's not a mystical thing. It's not a magical thing that just happens because of the soul, the spirit, and all that. It's a chemical. We're machines, okay? As much as we want to fancy ourselves as superior to other creatures, we're beyond our soul, spirit, mystical. We're so far beyond. We're machines, biological ones, okay? That's what we are. And machines, as you all well know, have moving parts, have this and that, oils, fuels. That's what we are, basically. That's it. Okay. And that's what I have. It's an attachment. Okay. It's an attachment to her. Okay. There's many things about her that I do not approve of, and it really turns my insides out like that in pain. Okay. Many things. But still, I still have that attachment to her. Okay. But this thing with that nigger, that was a stab in the heart for me. Not that it shows me anything, but that's my greatest fear is that of blacks. Not that I fear them personally, because they're just walking bags of blood just like the rest of us. Their skin is no thicker than any of us. See this? This is white, okay? If I were black, it'd be the same thing. Easily pierced. Easily. They're not immortals. I don't fear them. But I see them as animals, man. Even though I am an animal personally. No, I don't see them as animals. Let me tell you a little bit about what I feel. Most people, first of all, I'm an exterminator. to have a point of reference. I am an exterminator, a bugman, as many people choose to refer to me. You know, cockroach man. Most people in this world, I'd say the majority, are cockroaches. Me being one of them. If you look around you, I'm a piece of shit. Okay, I'm dirty, sloppy, fat, disgusting. Okay, I'm a piece of shit. Okay, the reason why I'm not interested in finding a girlfriend, this and that, because I'm a piece of shit. Not that I don't have self-confidence. I mean, that's that's funny, but I'm a cockroach, just like most people. But niggers are the shit of cockroaches in my eyes. I mean, that's ignorance at its finest, but it's how I feel. Exactly how I feel. And when I see a white woman with a black man, that is the amount of chemicals in my head, as ignorant and as stupid, and that has to be changed because that's not right, politically correct. And look, what I feel in here is what I feel, and that's completely unacceptable to me. Completely. There's less than 3% of white women in this world. Okay, not that whites are better than anybody else. Okay, but to let you know some of the facts. To remind myself, 3% of white women in this world that are of childbearing age. 3%, that's it. Now they mix with blacks, that's it. Anything you mix with a nigger is an improvement. You mix a nigger with a goat, and it's an improvement. You mix them with anything, and it's a fucking improvement. That's how I feel about it. Not all of them are bad. No, there's a lot of good ones. A lot of decent, hard-working people, okay, that do not mess with people, and that's fine. That's fine. Keep to themselves, you know. I don't want nothing to do with them, but hey, you keep to yourself, you work hard, that's fine. I have no problems with it, okay? But these fucking delinquents out there, okay, many times in my head, I figure, okay, I'm already full of bullets. But by some miracle, I got another hour to live and fucking full of any weapons I can carry. Fucking the best target. The best target would be a fucking rap concert. Oh my god. Those are the type of people that I would love to exterminate. You know, I'm gonna die fine, but I'm gonna pick all you motherfuckers with me. Okay, fucking use gas, chlorpicrin. I use it. I have access to many potentially catastrophic chemicals, and that's my advantage because anybody can have guns, but chemicals. Very few people have access and have the knowledge to use it, and I do. You know. But anyway, I mean, this is like a satanic thing that she just happens to be with a fucking nigger. I mean, like it's a setup for me to do something. You know? I mean, I know she's been with other guys before. You think I like that? No. But what the hell am I gonna do? I mean, many times I try to think of, sex is not that big of a deal. Sex is a big deal to me. I'm a virgin. I've never had sex. I've seen sex. I've got tons of footage of sex. All different kinds and this and that. But I'm a virgin. I've never been with a woman. It's a big deal to me. And coming from a religious background, you know, even bigger deal. I mean, she so casually refers to sex as, you know, of course, for her, a dick is a dick, you know. But, you know, I'm a piece of shit, but many blacks and whites including say, the reason why whites are so afraid of, you know, blacks taking their women is because, you know, like the saying goes, you know, once you try black, you ain't going back. And me, having seen many pornographic movies, you know, yeah, most black men have big dicks. That's true. That's very true. Do I find that threatening? I mean, my dick is about that big. I mean, you know. In a way, yeah, but it's not like they're competing for the same thing I'm competing, because I'm not competing for nothing. Okay, because I'm in no position to be after, something like that. See, we're just animals, okay? All this sex, I mean, I look at it from so close distances. Oh, this is such a big deal, this and that. But when you look at it from far away, it's like, it's just a species trying to reproduce itself. In a way, I mean, even though it's not, they do it for pleasure. Which I can't blame them, because that is, a philosophy of mine. But if I look at it like that, it's not a big deal. But I just can't look at it like that. I just can't. I have such an attachment to her. And how can you kill somebody you love? You can. If I had to do it by hand, though, I really don't think I could do it. Shooting her, still, but stabbing her. I'm not killing her because I'm so fucking mad. I'm gonna fucking kill her, you fucking bitch. I'm gonna fucking kill her. If you notice, that's not my temperament. That's not my temperament right now. I don't feel like that. I'm not acting emotional. With what she did, that chain that was holding me to this world, besides my mother. See, my mother, I mean, this sounds horrible, but this chain with my mother is because I feel in debt to her. I owe her. With Björk, it's not like that. I have this link, is love. I mean, wow, that sounds real bad, real bad. I even feel guilty about it. I'm not caring about your mother, but I do care about my mother, but not really showing any love for your mother and showing love to a complete stranger who don't even give a shit about you. But hey, that's what it is. Anyway, this link that was holding me to this earth for each day, it's gone. Is what I'm doing an act of vengeance because of this? I'm not exactly sure, but I am going to destroy her. I like the AIDS thing because it's sort of poetic, but technically, you want to really get into it. It's much easier than having to go fly over there and stalk her or shoot her or stab her. I don't want to go through what this motherfucker went through, okay? All the trouble that this guy went through, okay, to get his job done, and he didn't even fucking accomplish it. He just fucking destroyed her, of course. I mean, destroyed her emotionally and scarred up her body, but he didn't accomplish what he seek to accomplish. Whether I am or not is to be seen, okay? So up to my dedication and my cleverness and whatever, I'll be seen. But in a way, it wasn't like disgusting. It was like, oh, when I find that out, I was like, I heard a movie one time. I'm trying to think what movie it was. He goes, kid. This old man, not old man, but this guy who had a war record, this and that, and these two teenagers were like, oh man, this guy's been in a war, this and that, he's cool, and let's talk to him. He goes, kids, don't ever look up to people, because they'll let you down. And of course it's true, because she's just human, man. Okay, see, I don't see her as human. Okay, I don't get this picture. Say, oh, fuck yeah. I don't do that. I don't see her like that. I see her beyond human. I've put her on the pedestal so high that you see, and I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking about this the other day, and it's true. We were talking about it with George, about how we have a natural tendency to worship. Humans do. Since the beginning of time, civilizations have been worshiping either one thing or the other, the sun. We have that need in us to look up and to worship. It's put in there, by our Creator, of course. Okay. Now, for some people, it's not. It's different things. But everybody worships something. Right? For a lot of people, it's money. Oh, that's their god. Other people, it's sex, pleasure. That's their god. Okay. People always submissify themselves and look up to something. Okay. So of course, different extents. Whether being in a religious organization or being in a financial institution or in a power play struggle, they always worship something. Always. Okay. We always looking for something to worship, and apparently, in my case, it's her, a human, just like me, an imperfect, fleshly creature. Which I've put her in an angelic status. My heart. I've never dreamed of fucking her. Okay. The only thing I've ever fantasized about, if anything, was just bringing her pleasure to satisfy her need. Eating her out or something like that. Just giving her an entire pleasure, just because fulfilling her earthly needs. Not fucking her, because I know that I'm not sufficient for that. Okay? I have prostate problems, and I got a little dick, and I'm fat, and I have no stamina. I may have watched a few hundred porns, but to put it into action, you learn a lot. You do learn a lot, especially eating pussy and this and that, and techniques. Watching, Bob Berkowitz show, real personal. This and that. Yeah, you pick up a lot of things. Okay. A lot of bits of information that are entirely useful, but to put it into practice is completely different. Okay? But anyway, if anything, it was just that, just bringing her pleasure, just controlling her needs. That way she doesn't have to go out and get that. Okay, and I've never really fantasized too much about being in a relationship with her, because I can't be in a relationship with anybody, because of my emotional condition. So it's very hard to pretend I don't have that, I will explain about that later, about my emotional condition. But anyway, I see her a lot. After seeing Taxi Driver for the 5th time or 6th time, 7th, I don't know. I lost count. Okay, I noticed something. I said, you know what? That's exactly how I see her. The way Robert De Niro sees Jodie Foster's character, exactly how I see her. And I said, wow, man, I see her like a daughter. Because a lot has to do with her childlike looks and her childlike voice, and being so spontaneous and cute, and I never really saw her as far as her beauty. I never really saw her as elegant and this and that. She's always been cute and smiling, and and in a way I see her like a daughter type of figure. The most I've ever wanted to do with her is just hold, just like, I've had many fantasies of just holding her, not being in a relationship with her because I'm no good for that, but just, oh man, I've mastered the art of self and embracement. Just let yourself go, and just, her holding me, so it'll be alright, feeling her lungs, taking the breath of life and expelling it. It's quite a feeling. It's quite a feeling, and that feeling, okay, what I just felt right now was a rush. I just felt a rush. And you gotta understand, the reason why I feel what I feel, because I am human. But it's curious. It's very curious because